To discuss the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, I'm joined now by Avi Bell in San Diego, California. He's a professor of law at the University of San Diego. Netanyahu cutting short his visit to Washington after the rocket attack so he could return home. What do you make of these latest tensions?
Well, as the reporter said, this has been building for some time. And for the last several weeks, there have been protests in Gaza City against Hamas by Palestinians. Hamas is under a lot of internal pressure. It's economically mismanaged the Strip, and it's always a good idea for Hamas to distract the population by attacking Israel.
Reaction, of course, was swift to the U.S. president recognizing Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Turkey's foreign minister saying the U.S. is ignoring international law. Lebanon saying the action undermines any efforts at fair peace. Syria going as far as to say that this makes Washington the main enemy of Arabs. Talk to me about this forceful reaction and what does it mean for the peace process?
Well, there's, as far as international law is concerned, it's not quite the way that the Arab states are representing it. There is a doctrine by which states acquired sovereignty over territory as a result of long peaceful possession. But it's not about that. And frankly, I don't think that the reactions from the Arab states are all that forceful. This is a part of a dance that everyone knows the steps to. And the United States has said something that's in support of Israel's position, and the Arab states and their allies, such as Turkey, are saying what they have to protect their position.
You're talking about this dance, the UN also involved in this dance, because there's a lot of people now asking, what does this mean about the U.S. adherence to UN resolutions? Because a UN spokesman said today, nothing's changed. There's a resolution on the books adopted in 1981 saying the Israeli occupation is null and void and without international legal effect. So what does this mean in terms of the relationship between the United States and the UN?
Well, I think the United States relationship towards UN resolutions has always been somewhat skeptical, and I don't think that that's changing here. The United States views the UN as an important political actor, but not the last word on anything. And I don't actually see very much change in this policy with Trump's announcement on the Golan Heights.
What do you expect the United Nations to do about this, though? Do you think they'll take any steps?
I very much doubt it. This is not the first time that the United States has, in matters related to Israel, and really any matter, made a pronouncement that is contrary to what the UN's position is. And in general, the UN is not really in a position to do anything about it. So I think we'll hear a little harumphing and then go back to business as usual.
What does this do in terms of Trump's actions for Netanyahu in this re-election effort? Jim mentioned he's locked in a very tight race at this point.
Yeah, the polls are touch and go at the moment, but what's interesting is that where all the action is not with Netanyahu's party or his main opponent's party. It's with the smaller parties that may or may not make the cutoff for the parliament. And it's very hard to see how Trump's action will have anything to do with these smaller parties. It's local issues and very local politics that will determine their fate. And it's those small parties that will determine ultimately who wins.
And let me ask you about what we should be looking for in the near future. I know you keep your eye on this part of the world and these issues pretty closely. So give me a sense of what we should be looking for in the weeks to come.
Well, Hamas has been playing this game now for several months, where it's almost attacked and backed off, or attacked and then backed off. And it's all about Hamas's internal pressures, the political pressure it's facing, the financial pressure that's facing. And it's very hard to see anything changing in those pressures in the next few weeks and months, which means that I think that an explosion is inevitable. Now, whether it's going to happen in the coming days or the coming months, I can't tell you. But it's very hard to see a way out of this that's peaceful.
And what might that look like?
Unfortunately, it's probably going to look like previous rounds of fighting between Hamas and Israel, where Hamas shoots off hundreds or thousands of rockets at civilian centers in Israel. Israel will bomb all the Hamas targets it has. It will run out of the target bank at some point, and there may then be limited land incursions. And at some point, the big powers will come in and try to broker a ceasefire, and we start again.
Avi Bell, not too optimistic about our upcoming future, but thanks so much for joining us from San Diego. Appreciate it.